YouTube, what is up? Today we're talking about Haven. I'm being a little bit more critical in this video. This is my top 3 misplays on Haven so far. Coming in number 3 is Corp. So 6 rounds on attack, but only 2 rounds on defense. So what went wrong for them? FPX were using a Viper, so they were putting this wall down and they were using their smoke here as a default the whole time. As soon as this smoke gets enabled, it kind of splits B in half and creates question marks either side. So there's a timing where you could have lurked out to either side of B. So I like it a lot, and FPX very much struggled to deal with that. Their solution was pretty much doing 2-1-2 because they needed to constantly have information over towards both sides of B. This meant that there was one person A for the beginning of the map, and A was just very weak the whole time. FPX had a great game plan, and they went over towards A all the time until a pause was called, and then I felt like K-Corp's solution just wasn't good enough. Let's listen in to what I was talking about on the stream. I'm saying this B Viper stuff is they're really struggling with it every single time, having to keep 2 here. I really think just putting Cypher over towards B just fixes everything. It's so much info. You could literally trip here, trip here. So nice and simple. They had the solution. They had the perfect agent for it. Defensive side information is what Cypher is the best at. They could have put a camera at the top and then had information over towards if anyone's lurking out, and then obviously can put the cages elsewhere, the trips elsewhere, and or if they wanted to, they could just trip either side and then put the camera elsewhere and just get constant information, and just mean that they could play 2-1-2 and just have a better A hold in terms of more people, and they could work together over towards A. So definitely something that K-Corp will need to kind of improve on in the future in terms of just adapting to what they see. Okay, number 2, we are coming in MIBR. This one was a bit of a worry for me, kind of basic fundamentals and basic B protocols in terms of how you approach B as a smoker. Let's watch this, and then I will talk about the protocols. Look at the timing from Cruz.
Instead of going for the garage reflank or fighting for a connector, they slipped Cruz into A. He spotted one player and A just rebounding a little bit shallow there.
We smoked off window instead of the spike? Oh, this is done. They don't understand protocols. It's done. Okay, very critical from me, but rightly so. So if you're a smoker on this map, what you want to be doing is smoking off this bit here. So spike goes down, you want to take B itself, so you need to clear the site. This smoke will stop all of these angles, right, being seen over towards sites that you can clear side off itself. Then if the smoke is still up, you can touch the spike, and that creates everyone in these positions to have time pressure and kind of have to take this duel and start spamming the spike itself, just in case you're sticking it, right? When that's then going on, everyone towards garage can kind of swing, and your flanks can kind of get enabled. So the smokes in this are very important, right? You smoke this off if you don't have the site. If you do have the site, you can then just smoke off the spike itself, and it does the same thing. It counteracts the one way that might be in play, and it also allows your teammates to duel in this area, right? So just an extra area for them to kind of swing, and just creates more pressure. So that's what the smoker should be doing every single time, just to enable everyone else. And again, just insta touching the spike is very, very important. So let's rewatch that again. Now you will know the protocols, and yeah, let's kind of pause as well. So 2 smokes, that's why I'm highlighting this one as well. 2 smokes. We do the smoke window, and as we can see, we have all of B control. So what should be happening now is the smoking of the spike and the insta touching of the spike. This 1-for-1 for duel is absolutely fine, right? Nade goes in, gets traded, Nade trades out. So now we'll look over towards the minimap as well. Look where everyone else is as well. This is like a double fundamental problem, because there's 3 people behind, 2 garage, 1 flank, so only 1 person on site. So your literal role is to defuse this spike, or at least create pressure onto the spike. There's a one-way here. You have the smoke in place, so smoke the spike, and then we can actually create the pressure for everyone else's flank to go in. Even if you're not going to stick it, just at least touch it. But the actual end decision that we see is crazy. Walking out, and then as soon as that kill comes in, that is the round lost. So that's my number 2. Right, that's the basic protocols in terms of how to approach B as a smoker. Coming in at number 1, EG, we're calling them out. And why is this my number 1? Because this is pre-planned, right? Everything else was just like adapting on the fly, or just little things on the fly that kind of you're doing in-game, and it can be a little bit chaotic and hectic. This is before the game themselves, so they pick this comp. Notice there is no Sova, no Sky, or no Fade. So let's quickly listen in to what I had to say about this. I don't know about this. Chat, I'm very hypercritical in terms of oh, this is gonna be hard for EG. Okay, let's see how they play it. It's very easy to play against this comp if you're Talon. On the attack, you want to do a lot of A control. Not having a dog, a drone, or prowlers on this map is normally just like you're gonna get wrecked, to be honest. So an op is insanely important for Talon. If they start getting an op out, they should be able to win so many rounds over towards A. And then in terms of on attack, Talon can just push over towards A. So yeah, I do see a bit of a fundamental flaw in terms of EG's comp. Let's see how they kind of cover it up. Alright, so a few things that I mentioned. Jet op, obviously getting towards these angles, insanely important, right? If you can get the jet here or the jet here, just has a great time. There's no dog, no prowler, no drone to kind of push you off this, and you just have to hope that the stuns are hitting or having jump peaks. So that's why it's important. Also, if you have a killjoy, it's very hard for this comp to actually go exploring and feel comfortable to take garage or clear any of this information. So in terms of EG's comp, it struggles at like two things, and basically that's pushing the jet off once this has been set up and clearing map control. When you give map control itself on the attack side, basically what you want to do is end up kind of just playing ranked and just force yourself into the site itself. This is what I call ranked, where you've like taken some map control and there's just too many questions around the map in terms of you going back, and where you have where like a Sova drone or something would be useful, that you just have to force in towards the site. So in terms of this round, I thought this round was great from both teams, so I really wanted to highlight it. Normally when you're setting a jet up, you need 3 people over towards A. And then, yeah, both teams know that, so this is kind of how it played out. They only want to go A, so they're going fast C. So again, this is the first time we see an op come out. Very good from EG, understanding what their comp's not good at, so we're going to go fast. Because there's probably 3 people trying to set it up, but Talon may be a step ahead in terms of this one. I'm very impressed with this. Damn, okay. Wow, that's impressive. That is impressive. Again, nice call from EG. They see the money and they literally think what I'm thinking, right? You're going to set the jet up. That's what's good against this comp. We're so bad at taking back information over towards A. You know that setting the jet up in these positions are like really important. So what they do is they could decide to go between 3 people, helping them set up over towards here. So C is going to be weak, so we can do this very early on. Talon literally reads that that's what they're going to do in terms of a fast C and stack 3 people over towards C. That's impressive. So yeah, that was very, very impressive, and that kind of shook EG for sure. These are the rounds that we kind of saw happen afterwards, where they wouldn't be able to take much map control. You see, they're literally just holding a default, waiting for something to happen. They take a little bit of A control, but again, just not good at taking back the rest of the map control, so they kind of have to just force into A. And as you can see here, just 3 kills for the jet every single time, just having a great time, not getting pushed off the angle. You see a stun, but then the smoke's too late as well going in, and it just all looked a little bit yeah, it also looked a little bit rough for EG. And Garnet's just having just the freest time ever. Just so much fun for the jet to play a comp like this, never having to worry about a drone. This is another interesting round. Let's quickly zoom this one in. So in terms of what the comp can't do, again, like I said, it's very hard to clear this kind of information. At the moment, Killjoy has a turret that locks down C and garage and an alarm bot here. So that's all of this side of the map on lock. As soon as they take an A control, Talon know that their comp sucks at going back and clearing these kind of question marks, right? If they don't have map control, it's so hard for them to get it. They have to forcefully go with util. So as soon as they hear util, they stack 4 people here. So yeah, kind of crazy. Just really well played from Talon in terms of actually knowing like what their comps are, what EG's comps really struggled at. Again, maybe not on attack. I felt like they could have done more, but on their defense, they had it down perfectly, and everything they were doing was just perfect. So yeah, we saw these kind of rounds where it got a little bit rough, and then also a similar thing here, where we literally have the jet set up, right? The jet is set up over towards A. That's the full information here, and we have a free-person stack over towards B. They cannot push the jet up. They can stack this. We have a turret that's getting information C, like all the C in garage, and literally what is left is for them to just go B, because the only bit of map control they have is the front and middle. So they just stack 3 people here. And this was just a constant thing that we just saw time and time again. So yeah, EG, I don't know if it had been working in practices. It must have been for them to do this, but in terms of where I'm sitting at, you playing this map without a Sova, a Sky, or a Fade is just kind of a death on arrival, really. You're expecting your opponents to not understand like what your comp is going to do. So yeah, rough times for EG. I'm really hoping in the future we don't see them play this comp. Really hoping in the future I don't see anyone play this kind of comp, to be honest, on Haven, because it just struggles too much. Even with an insane attack side, they still manage to get boomed out. Sorry, an insane defense side, they still manage to get boomed out on their attacks. So yeah, very nicely done from Talon. I was very impressed. And yeah, this was my top 3 misplays on Haven. If you like this kind of content, let me know. Let me know in the comments down below. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, and I will see you on the next one.